misconception people have when they're considering suing a family member? Are they actually suing the individual, or is there a different entity involved? And actually what you're saying here is a sister had to sue a sister, her family. And if you could just take a second to explain that.
Okay. So a lot of lawyers will tell their clients, oh, you're not suing your sister or your brother or your cousin. You're suing the insurance. You're suing the insurance. That's not true. My client had to sue her sister and her brother-in-law on behalf of her son. In the lawsuit caption, the paperwork that gets filed, like the lawsuit papers that get filed, it says client suing as plaintiff, suing sister and brother and nephew as defendants. That's what it says in the paperwork or the caption of the case.
And explain why they would have to sue, because insurances have caps, correct?
Yes, I don't remember what the liability limits were in this homeowner's case, but the policy, the homeowner's insurance policy that was triggered by that lawsuit or that claim before we filed the lawsuit is what was in play. So you sue the people who did wrong. You sue the companies that did wrong, but you name the people, the wrongdoers, as the defendants. The insurance that's there in the background is there to indemnify the defendant. So that homeowner's policy basically was triggered by the fact that this negligent event of my child client getting his eyes shot out happening at the aunt and uncle's house. That event triggered the coverage. It was a negligent thing, an unsupervised accident that happened under their noses. Mm-hmm. That's negligence. That's how we framed it. So the insurance policy indemnifies the aunt and the uncle, the defendants in that case. Okay. But make no mistake about it. The people being named in the lawsuit are the aunt and the uncle and the cousin. That's who's being sued. That's who did wrong. Those are the defendants. Did my clients really want to go after their family members, like personal assets, to collect money above and beyond what the homeowner's insurance policy provided? No, that was never going to happen. They were never going to bankrupt their family. But in order to get to where we needed to go to resolve that claim, they had to sue their family members and name the family members in the papers. The insurance that everyone thinks is being sued, using air quotes here, is actually stepping in to indemnify or basically be the bankroll in plain English for the defendants in that case, up to whatever that policy limit was at the time. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
So that's how it goes. And I won't get into auto accidents, but while there are times people have to sue insurance companies directly for maybe transgressions or bad faith acts on behalf of the insurance company, that happens plenty. But in regular negligence cases, make no mistake about it, you're suing the person who did you wrong. You're not suing the insurance company. And it's a misconception, but make no mistake about it. That's the way it works. And of course, I have to explain all of this to my clients. They usually take heart in the fact that, okay, Brian, but we're not going to go after my sister and brother-in-law's bank accounts. So I'm like, no, of course not. I mean, if they wanted to, we could, but most people don't want to, rip at the fabric of the family quite that intensely. I'm sure there have been those instances. I've just never had to deal with that situation.